So sometimes I get questions about my experience with UK music, obviously being from the UK. And people ask me, what is your favorite freestyle of all time? And that's really hard to pin down because I know what like my top three, kind of top five is, but it depends what day of the week it is. But one that has, ever since I heard it, always floated around that #1 spot for me is Krept's Last Night in Lagos. Krept, from obviously the duo Krept and Conan, just they've always been known for barring out, and their Fire in the Booth Part 2 is again one of those top 10 kind of freestyles in my catalogue, especially for Fire in the Booths. The Fire in the Booths alone, it's definitely in my top 5 personally, considering it's however many years old by now. But Last Night in Lagos was so fucking good, and it's not a popular choice by many people. I mentioned this to people and not many actually even know about it. I mean, Conan's freestyle Last Night in LA got way more millions of views than this did, but for me this one just resonated with me different, so I just want to be able to share that with you guys today. I won't be doing a full reaction just because, well, one, copyright, and two, just I'm gonna have to trim this down, and if that doesn't make sense now, then it will do in just a moment.
Listen, I go so hard, you wanna know why I'm like this. Let me break it down, where I'm from, how life is.
Listen, from the intro already, you're having such a minimalistic beat of just this reverb piano and that chipmunk sample. And then just all of the mandem are in the back, R.I.P. Cadet. Just is such a cold entrance.
Paid all your bills, now your shit's back in minus. Till next payday, you're probably moving the tightest.
Okay, I need to not spit this word for word because I do know this word for word, and it's a freestyle that touches me differently. Pause, but it just does. Full stop. And just, you just gotta listen to this, man. Like, this video here is going to be me telling you to go and check it out for yourself, because me pausing it and this, that, and the other is not gonna do it justice. You need to sit down and listen to it on your own. Go do that now.
You're probably moving the tightest for the rest of your life. This cycle repeats. That's why I live, eat, breathe this. That's why I'm a beast.
So he's establishing the reason why he makes music. And so that allows for the next 5.5 minutes when he's going off, or for the next 5 minutes when he's going off, it allows that framework is set. You know the intention, you know the reason, you know the motivation behind everything he continues to say from here on out.
Stayed at Raheem's house. Where do I start with that crib? Got a courtyard in the crib, an indoor swimming pool, got a bar in the crib.
So this is important here because I stayed at Raheem's house. Raheem is referring to Raheem Sterling, who's an English footballer playing for Man City. And this was 4 years ago when Raheem weren't even a ball. Like, obviously he's a baller, he's playing Premier League, but he weren't as popular or as talented as he is now. But still stayed at Raheem's house, and he's naming all the features of it. So at first it sounds like a flex. It's like, rah, look up my man's crib. But then when you watch how he spins it from here, that's the beauty within it.
Got a barber shop, got a cinema in the crib, a tanning room if you want to get dark in the crib. How's that for inspiration? How's that to make you want to get the fuck up out your situation? But the streets gave life to like 10 of my niggas, and the streets took life from like 10 of my niggas.
Cold. I remember when I first listened to it, that was the first wheel up. That was the first time I had to go, whoa, 1 minute, pause the fucking phone, let's go back to the start. I remember that. I remember hearing this freestyle for the first time. I remember getting, by the time I got to the end, after 20 minutes of just reloading it, when I finally got to the end of it, I remember just sitting there and just looping it. Right. It still has that effect on me to today, hence why it's in that top 3, top 5 conversation for me personally, because it's so good. It has so much replay value, and that's where the timeless element comes into it.
Who would have been here to change the whole game? Only hood niggas in the charts next to Coldplay. It's mad cause 7 years ago you could have got your 08.
This was made in 2015. Mad car 7 years ago. You could have got your 08. 15 take away 7 being an 8. Just crazy, man.
But there's still a couple killers on the 7 side. Have you and your dogs petrified? Think you're Superman? Or you don't want to bump into Krept tonight?
Think you're Superman, you don't want to bump into kryptonite. You don't want to bump into Krept tonight. Like, You think you're Superman, you think you're invincible. You don't want to bump into man tonight because it's going to be a situation. But, you know, you think you're Superman, well, you don't want to bump into your weakness. Like, listen, man. And from here on out, the wordplay just ramps higher and higher up each and every time.
Cause they ain't matching us. I could throw UP, but you still ain't catching up.
I could throw UP, but you still ain't catching up. UP spelling up. I could throw you money, and you're still not catching up to man. I could throw UP, but you still... Listen! My West ting wants sexual healing, so she acting up. Now that's gonna be difficult for certain Aussies to get this year, but my West ting wants sexual healing, so she acting up. Ealing and Acton being areas of West London. My West ting, my West girl, my West link wants sexual healing, so she acting up. Like, again, that's one that's gonna be difficult for someone outside of London to even acknowledge, but fucking it's so cold.
These young girls sell they self, can't sleep at night. She moving loose, but there's probably a reason why.
Okay, she's moving loose, but there's probably a reason why. So she's moving mad right now. She belonging to the streets right now. Listen to this. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna rewind it. Then I'm gonna let you sit there. You can go study. You can revise. You can sleep on it. You can wake up. We can analyze this. We can scan it. We can photocopy it. But you know what you won't be able to do? You won't figure this shit out first time. And if you do, you're lying.
Girls abused at home, so it plays with their head. They start moving backwards, so watch what I say next. They slip up as pupils, eat desserts when they're stressed, because she lived with the devil. Hope you caught what I said.
Have you caught what you said? Go again.
So it plays with their head. They start moving backwards, so watch what I say next. They slip up as pupils, eat desserts when they're stressed, because she lived with the devil. Hope you caught what I said.
There's levels to this. I guarantee you still haven't clocked it. Watch what I say next. They slip up as pupils, eat desserts when they're stressed, because she lived with the devil. Hope you caught what I said. Fuck's sake. They slip up as pupils. Slip up, spelt backwards, is pupils. Eat desserts when they're stressed. Both words can be spelt the same backwards. Desserts when they're stressed, because she lived with the devil. Devil and lived can be spelt the same backwards. Hope you caught what I said. And then on top of that, it has meaning to the punchline. Slipping up as pupils. And then she's, you know, slipping up as a pupil, innit? Like, you're going uni, let's say, and you're just fucking up. Like, life's too stressful. So you're stress eating. And then you have all these devils and demons that you live with. And that's why she's belonging to the streets. Like, there's so many layers.
I'll give you a minute to catch that. Give you a minute to realize we're the best with the raps at.
You know, every single one of them in this video didn't understand what he said. Even when he did explain it, they didn't understand. People in the back of that video section, don't panic. The artwork back there. They're used to making drill. They don't know. They weren't used to this. What kind of 3.0 thesaurus do you need?
Couple old school girls started snooping lately. Fuck you, bitch, you never used to rate me.
You know what? I don't even think you have to be famous to have that happen still. It's like, rah, you never used to rate man back in the day, but now my thing's looking good. Now you want to shot? Get out of here.
They say, Krept, you're rich now. Look at your chains, how you whipping, G. Fuck these chains, nigga. They don't mean shit to me. This might be rich to you. This ain't rich to me. Until my people good, I don't see victory. Man
said, like, the fashion, the chains, the jewelry can be nice, but until my team's eating with me, I don't see victory. Like, yeah, I have the Puma deal, you know, have all these nice things, but until my family's eating, I ain't winning. Like, a different level of motivation.
Had to work when her mum died. Yeah, that's a joke thing. All those years in that company, still no promotion. I don't know who's in charge there, but this is for you. Before I die, I'ma make sure she's richer than you.
Man said, I don't know who my mum's boss is, but you treated her like shit. So one day, I'ma make sure that she's richer than you. Again, different level of intent, a different level of motivation.
Out in New York over at ASAP's house, thinking, look at where the music took me.
So this is a trend that continues to follow to the end of the freestyle. Now look at where the music took me. Like, man was over at ASAP Rocky's house. Look at where the music took me. So, you know, he's gone from stating what his motivations and what his intent is, to then barring out and having relevance to it, to then talking about how that's all nice, but until my family's good, like, it don't mean nothing to me. But I will now acknowledge what I have done. And like, look at where this has took me, and that still ain't winning for me. Until I'm at the top, until my family's eating, it don't mean nothing to me. But I'm going to at least acknowledge how far this has taken me, and I am appreciative and I am grateful for the position that I'm in.
Man's going worldwide with a future. Just open up for Breezy like the room stunk.
Just open up for Breezy. Man, open up for Chris Brown. Open up for Breezy like the room stunk. Febreze being the air freshener. Like, open up for Breezy like the room stunk. It's got relevance to what he's saying. It fits in with a story he's currently telling. Again, that whole acknowledging where he's at, with a punchline that is not generic and is cold. Listen, again, this is, and I'll talk about my reasons why this freestyle's so good, but fuck me, man.
I gotta change odds, but my plane's about to take off. P.S. We just shut down Lagos.
Man said, we gotta change odds. The odds are stacked against you. Like, man don't want you leaving the hood. They don't want, and I will say it, they don't want a young black man being successful. They don't want to see it. And the fact that my man said, you know what, we're gonna change our odds. The odds are against us, but we're gonna change those odds. Like, even if a man doesn't make it, I'm at least going to try and increase my chances of getting me and my team out of here. Like, telling you, there's levels to this freestyle. My eyes, history was made there, and I feel like a freestyle like this won't be celebrated until somebody like Krept passes one day. Touch wood, that doesn't happen. Not before his time. But I feel like something like this isn't going to get appreciated as much as it should, because Krept can make bangers. Krept and Conan have made plenty of bangers. They have made great albums. They've made great freestyles. They have done legendary things. They own a business. They have their fingers in so many different pies. But things like this, look, however long it took him to write, which for somebody like Krept probably not long, is just, this is what I appreciate. Like, Krept and Conan as a brand do so much, and out of everything that they give, for me personally, this is what I like to take away from them. You know, this and their businessmen. They're the two things that I appreciate from them the most. Oh, man. The reason I wanted to show this freestyle to you is because some people have recently criticized me for perhaps criticizing other tracks and freestyles. And you've got to understand, like, I do believe in not shitting on an artist too small, just trying to do their thing. You know, I feel like it's difficult if someone's trying to get their thing off the ground and I come out here and I start criticizing it. I always try to do it from a constructive criticism standpoint. I don't think I've outright said, oh, you're shit, fuck you. I don't think I've ever done that on a reaction. I know I have said before, I'm not feeling this. This is what I do like, this is what I don't like, and this is what I personally would like to see from you. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. That just means what I think will better you as an artist or an MC. Now, you've got to understand, being from the UK, I have grown up listening to freestyles like this. And when I compare this to some artists in Australia, there is such a gap. I will even go as far as saying, and I mean this with the utmost respect, there is a difference in class between this freestyle and even some of Aussie's top MCs. Like, some of the best freestyles from Australia still don't reach the heights of this freestyle, in my opinion. Now, of course, some people are going to be mad at that statement, and I think a culture difference is going to be a massive part of that. If I didn't grow up listening to Alex Jones or Cursor, of course I'm not going to understand it as much as someone who did grow up in Sydney or Melbourne. But that's the same way you, man, probably won't appreciate this freestyle as much being from London. And so I'm sure anyone with half an open mind will understand that culture difference, even the accent barrier at times, and even the slang difference sometimes obviously plays a factor into why I like some things more than others. But I just wanted to show this to show that when I'm criticizing freestyles, I don't expect it to be at the level of this, but this is where the top echelon bar is set for me, and some man just don't have the foundations, let alone nail what Krept does in this freestyle. We've heard freestyles that have crazy wordplay, and that's great, and I love it. And we've heard crazy freestyles and tracks and songs that get on a different emotional level and tap into a deeper meaning, something that's bigger than just music itself. Krept, for me, captures both of those things in one freestyle. He captures what top poets managed to write and what some of the best written music. How do I explain it? There's people who specialize in a certain style or specialize in a certain skill when it comes to music, full stop. And I feel like Krept just captures multiple points and multiple skills at a top level and pushes it and condenses it all into one. I love this instrumental. It's so minimalistic that it allows you to focus on what Krept is saying. Whilst also being sonically pleasing, it gives him plenty of room to play. Notice how there's no drums in this song. There's that one boop, but there's no drums. There's no pocket to fit in. Krept just floats over the top of this instrumental and manages to spill something as amazing as that. That is why this is in one of my top 3 to 5 freestyles. I mean, arguably my favorite ever. Obviously, when I think of a freestyle, this is the first one that comes to mind. But yeah, you know, there's some others that I could argue to take that top spot. So yeah, if you want to see another video like this, let me know down in the comment section below. If you'd like me to cover just some UK music and just show you what I've been inspired by, and when I'm talking about something in particular, this is what I'm comparing it to. If you want me to show you some of my favorite things, I can do videos like this. Of course, understand it won't be full reactions just for copyright reasons, but yeah, if you want me to kind of do a video like this, just let me know down in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for watching this video, and yeah, I'll talk to you, man, later.